Today, I want to dive right in and I want to move forward and show you how to do the tangle for day number 14, which is macrame. Welcome to the 2025 Inktober Labyrinth Tangle Journey. I've created a toolkit with the templates, step outs, and beginner resources. Grab it with the link below. And if you want all the details about how this journey works, watch our intro video inside the playlist. I'll leave the link in the description and in the comments. Take a screenshot. I looked for a decent step out and I couldn't find one. On that page where I showed you all those cool designs, there is a step out, but it's blurry. And what I also noticed with all the step outs was that they started with step 3. And I think the reason they started with step 3 is that this is a tangle that was built out of a tangle called Keeko, Keeko. And you can take a look at Keeko. And that is a Zentangle ink. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of how I create these step outs, and some of Inktober does have the video is basically building the step out, so you can learn how to do step outs from this Inktober. But I take a 4x6 card, and I also have a template that I got on Etsy, and I'll include that link. I believe it's only for USA people, even prior to this tax thing, that can get this specific step out, but it's to the specifications of Annie Oken to do a step out. This is how she records her step outs on these 4x6. I'm going to use the same supplies that I normally use for my drawing. I have an 03 micron. 01s, I tend to bend the nibs on that, so I like to use a 2 or a 3. I have the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liner, and and when we do step outs in Zentangle style, we use red for the new lines. I chose a hot pink just to be a little different. And I have a graphite, and I have a tortillon that I use for shading. And there's various other things that may happen during this demonstration, but I'm really just want to give you the basics. So let's get started. And this was a finished bijou. So I'm going to make a bijou right now. You notice this tangle. So on this, this tangle started with 1 in the center. And when I did this demonstration, I have 1 here, I have 1 over here, and 1 over here of these little of these Keeko knots. What I'm going to do on this first one is I'm going to put in 1 in the middle so that we get 1 done. And then I'm going to switch to a 3.5 inch, and we can put several of them on on our tile or in our journal and connect them. Because the connection is also part of the learning. We start with drawing a curved line. And what I really like to do in my step outs is to step back even one step from this and just put a curved line and then blah, blah. But I'm gonna do both at the same time. So I'm gonna start kind of in the, not quite in the middle. You can put it wherever you want. It seems to work wherever it falls on the page. It does help if I
Can't
get,
see it.
yep,
Okay.
I got that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move that out of the way. And I start with a little curved line. And then I'm gonna put 4 curved lines. Now I've seen it where it's done with 3. I'm doing 4. I've seen it done both ways, and I kind of like the 4. So they're slightly curved, trying to make them equal. And I have one line at one end and one line at the other. And that's step 1. Now, the very important thing to remember on this, especially in the beginning, is we're going to turn it counterclockwise. And we're going to take this line that we just did, and we're going to repeat the process. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to turn again. And on this flat line here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we turn it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And then this line here is the 4th. And that is the first step. Any questions on this step? All right. Now the next step, well, we did 3 steps, but the next step is we're going to close the loop at the tops of these. So I have 1, 2, 3. So it gives us like 3 little fingers. And turn. And then we're going to turn. And we'll turn one more time. The turning's really, I find really important until you get to the point that you just know this by heart, because it can get confusing. So here's a little trick. So we're going to pick one side that doesn't that doesn't have the fingers. The straight side is where we're going to pull our strings out of. And we're going to start in the center to pull our string out. And also you'll remember hollybaw. If you want to have more than one of these on your bijou, then you would put another one somewhere here. And I think what I want to do is I just want to do the one on this one, and then when we go to the 3.5, I'll show you how we tie all of them together. So I'm going to take this straight line here. I'm going to start in the middle. And the reason we start in the middle is because I'm going to come up here and do this curve, but when I bring it back down, it's going to be on the outside aura. And we're going to make an, it's going to come down to an outside aura. Then we have some room to put another string. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to just come up and off the page. And then I'll do a parallel line and make sure these lines meet. Now I can take, I'm going to come back to the middle again, and I'm going to make another line. But I can take this line and I can bring it over here to this flat part of our pattern. So let me do that. I'm going to come out and around, turn my tile so that I can come down to the middle. And since I'm in the middle here, but I want to give this I'm going to give this an inside aura. Actually, I'm going to come out to here, taking my time, turning my tile. Now, I'm going to add another one here. And maybe I just want to take this. Oop. You do you, but you get the idea. I could also have taken this and connected it over here, but I didn't. So now I want to work on this one, starting in the middle. And then I'll come back here. And I'm going to take this and come to there. Now, this was all kind of impromptu because I'm looking at where I'm at and what's there. Now, for all of you crafty people, look, you could make a really cool ribbon out of this pattern. If this was bigger, it could match on the other side. I could do something else here, but I think I'm going to leave it. There's not a set way to do it. You just kind of look at your drawing and decide where you want these lines.
Oh, I see what you did. You brought yours around to the next one. I didn't. Okay, I think.
And you don't have to.
Hmm.
But see, I could do something here. And what I could do here, I'm gonna do it in pencil because I want to leave this open, but you could bring it up and practice your Haliba under, and you could actually bring it out here. Now, I'm not trying to create a real macrame pattern because I did macrame so long ago that I don't remember how I did the knots. I think that I think I wasn't the only one in the group that said that. Um, so, so that's how macrame, that's how you make macrame. So I have a 3.5 inch. So on this one, I thought I would put a couple different ones and start connecting them around. I'm not going to put a border. I'm just going to leave it without a border. But I am starting, I really like to start my graphite with my graphite when I'm putting my marks down. So I put a mark here, but I want to bring it up a little bit. So I'm just going to put a curved line. And what I do want to mention, and what you can do with this drawing that we are about to create, is that these spaces in here, you can actually use this as a string and put different tangles inside some of these spaces. That's why I didn't want to put this in ink, because I may put something else in these loops. And now that I made my first mark, I feel so much better. I have started, and I have confidence in using my pen. And I think that's a lot of why I like to start with a graphite, because I'm not quite sure where I'm at, and I have a general idea where I'd like to start, but you don't have to do that. And Zentangle actually just wants us to start without thinking with a pen. But you do you. It's all good. So I want to make sure that these are inked in. Now I'm going to turn. Remember, we're going to work on the straight lines. And I'm turning counterclockwise. I only put 3 in this last one because we have this as the fourth. And I'm connecting Now, there were a couple of videos that I saw demonstrating Kiko, not Kiko, macrame, and that they didn't connect these lines, but these lines, you want them to connect up, because this is working as the knot. So instead of starting to put tentacles on this, I'm going to fill out a few more on my page of this knot center. So I'll start here and I'll do another one. Remember, we're working on the straight. Take your time. And we're turning counterclockwise. 2, 3, 4. And then we turn once more. And we have 1, 2, 3. And then we use this as the fourth. Next step is we're going to attach them, make like these little fingers.
Are you gonna do one more?
I think I'm doing a couple more. I'm gonna do another one over here. Just playing with it, you know. I'm not thinking about the outcome. It's just, oh, we're gonna put some little macrame knots and see what happens. I have no idea how they will interconnect until I take the one line and connect it somewhere else. So I'm just focused on one line at a time. I have 3 little fingers on each side. Okay. And I'm going to put one here. I think this would be great if you have a question that you're maybe a problem you've been trying or a challenge you've been trying to solve. I think this would be a great tangle to do, to untangle your mind and come up with a solution. Now, so a few of these are a little wonky. We'll see how that works out. Uh, Ideally, I would have liked them all to be the same size, but they didn't turn out that way. So we're just going to work with it. And I love that idea of keep going and make it a feature. And I learned that from Barbara.
You can't fix it, feature it.
Right. And I did that the other day. It was like, can't fix it, feature it. And it really worked out quite nice. So now I have a few of these floating around and I'd like to connect them. And I'm not going to worry about what it's going to look like at the end. I'm just going to take one of these knots and I'm going to connect it to another one, which I don't even know which one it's going to be at this point. And I'm going to look at my paper and remember we start in the middle And all of a sudden my eye goes right here. And remember, we're working on straight lines, not on the finger ends, because we want it to really show that it's moving through. So I'm going here and I'm linking it to the middle of that one. And then I'm going to turn my tile a little bit, and I'm going to give it on the outside. I'm going to aura back to where it came out of. And then I do have something in mind. And so I do want to have a couple, I want to have a couple loops like this, because I think on this tile after class, I may work on it and work it up and put in some tangles, use these loops as strings, and I may bring in my colored pencils. I don't know. There's so much you can do. So in order to get a loop, I think I might do something like, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to head back around and come in the middle here. So if there's any background noise where you are, please mute until we finish the demonstration. Okay. And now, since it's here, we're going to come on the outside and we're going to give it an aura. But I want it to be, I want my pen to move in a direction where I get the most ink. And really, with these pens, it's when you're bringing the ink down, the ink, see, I'm my stroke down. So I'm over here. Now, if I want to close this loop up, I think I'm going to bring something over here. And I have a straight edge right here. So if I start in the middle and I bring it over there, I've now created a loop that I could put another tangle in if I wanted to. And so at this point, we're playing with it. Do you have any questions as we're doing this? Please don't feel shy. Now I have another loop. I can actually take this what I'm seeing in this one compared to maybe this one. As I'm thinking about loops and maybe other things happening in this tile, it doesn't look as tangled to me. I think I'm untangling. So, wow. I'm going to start here. I'm actually liking this tangle more and more as I do it. Look at this. I can take this. Well, I have connected what I'd like to connect for these. If you enjoyed today's tangle, grab the Inktober Labyrinth Toolkit. It includes the template, step outs, supply list, and beginner-friendly resources to make this journey easy. And if you'd like accountability and support, join our Creators Art Lab community where we draw together every week during the month of October. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a daily tangle. Thanks for drawing with me today. I'll see you in the next video.